You can test it if you want, but
It's all good.
no. All right.
Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with your hosts A.O. and Tino and another host, A.N.A. this week. So we're going to be talking about the podcast. We got 1,000 listens somehow by massive just listening to it ourselves. We're going to talk about that.
Wait, what did you say her name was?
A.N.A. I don't know. We couldn't come up with that.
I guess we're keeping the the nickname.
I forgot how we came up with that.
I just came up with it because I couldn't think of anything that would be I don't know. But yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna have to change that. I like it, but we need to do something that's gonna be official.
That's what we had the episode about, though. We had the episode to vote on what her nickname should be, and nobody voted. So hey.
Well, we'll add it to this one then.
Okay. I think we have more listeners now. So the app tells us how many listens we get, and we reached 1,000. So I just thought we should do like a short episode. Obviously, we're getting probably some new listeners, I would just guess. I was maybe assuming too much, but
I would say yes.
Okay.
A few people have reached out and said that they were listening, who I didn't think would listen.
We'll give them a brief introduction then.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying people who I didn't even think listened to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
I'm getting like harassed by people.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
That's a good thing. And I did not expect that when we started this. So, yeah, that's.
It means they care.
It means they care. Anna's the one harassing me. Okay, so we'll give a little introduction. Aaron, what's your name and what do you do for the podcast?
Obviously. That's a good question. What do I do for the podcast? Antino pretty much does everything. I'm just along for the ride. Because you made the music, you did the artwork, you post everything, you edit the audio. Yeah, I don't really do much.
You contribute a very fantastic personality to the show.
Yeah.
That's up for debate.
That is invaluable.
I think
you can't buy that online. You can, however, buy art and other things online. So, hey. And then
you provide the chill side for Antonio,
Yes.
Oh.
On every episode.
So then, man. As was stated, I am Antino, and together, me and Aaron create this podcast. And then I do, like you said, the music, the posting. So if you see anything offensive on Instagram, it's most likely me posting it. So
yes, absolutely.
Aaron has nothing to do with it.
I don't, but I will probably still like it. I'll like the post, no matter how offensive.
Good.
But it
wasn't. Gotta support.
Yeah, I will support you.
And then there's A.N.A. Anna. I don't know. We didn't come up with it yet.
Hello, my name is Anna.
What do you do?
Well, Aaron, you kind of took my answer. I'm kind of just here.
You were the buffer because I give her the episodes. Oh, sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just totally interrupted you. So Anna's the buffer for this. So whenever I have a recording, I have her listen to it. And if me or Aaron have said anything that seems a little off color, a little too off color, we kind of run it through her. She's like our filter.
That's okay. I'll take that job as filter.
Speaking of which, Anna, I have a question. So who have you had to filter, or who do you think needed to be filtered more, me or Antino?
You? I don't know. It's kind of even.
I also, the thing is I'll edit it first, and then I'll run it by her, and I'll be like, okay, is this too much? So
I don't know.
Antonio a little more.
Okay.
Antino, I'm sorry, babe.
I think I do a decent job at editing myself, because most of the podcast is not visual. Like, we do post some of the visual elements of certain clips on Instagram, but most of it, you can't see the entire interview, so you can't see my facial expressions most of the time, which is good because, I'm definitely holding back. It doesn't have to be nothing bad, but you just never know what's gonna, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just funny.
True. Yeah, my face does say a lot sometimes that I don't intend.
Yeah.
To come out, but.
Yeah, you can definitely read my face for sure. So that's kind of.
It can be a good thing too, though, because I think sometimes where I'm not speaking, I'm filling in with my gestures or expressions. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. So what have you guys learned from doing this podcast, would you say?
That's a good question. I've learned a lot about people who I probably would not have met. And if I did meet them, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to go into as deep of a conversation as we did on the podcast. So a few people I did know ahead of time, others I met actually doing this. And so for the ones I already knew, I definitely learned some additional stories. Like, for example, with Danny Rojo, I never really knew how his family tied in with, the whole Pancho Villa situation and all that stuff. So I never knew that. That's something I learned. And, all the way to, I think the last one that got posted was with Tracy, who I did, never met before. And she had a very interesting story, and seeing how her history tied in with Travis and with yours. So I do like that. I do like learning about people, hearing people's stories. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned. I've also, working with you has also taught me some things as well. Because, there's certain, I'm trying to think how I can put it. When you work together, and I mean this in a good way. When you work together, because you're laughing, but I mean it's
my tolerance for
my patience for other people has definitely grown. No. But the reality is, there's been certain things that you've mentioned to me that I think have helped improve the quality of our podcast. And there's little things, and you know what I'm talking about. But there's certain things that you mentioned. I'm like, you know what? I should probably do a better job at this and that, because we're doing this. We do want it to be an entertaining experience, right? And we don't want people to fall asleep listening to our podcast. So there's a lot of little
Tracy
things like
said
that.
She does fall asleep listening to it.
She probably does, yeah. I would have. But that's not our goal. Is not to put. If you happen to fall asleep, so be it. So no, so everything for me has been positive. I'll put it that way. It's been a positive experience. And like I said, I had no idea when we started this that it was going to get to, over 1,000 listens. That's impressive to me.
Granted, I have listened to it about 500 times. So.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Granted, I have listened to it about 500 times. So.
Okay, and I haven't listened to it at all. So you're listening to it for the both of us. So, no, it's great. It's great. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here, and learning about more people.
Yeah.
Learning people's interests and like what kinds of things they're attracted to, like things in the podcast that I wouldn't think maybe interested more people, or, that's been fun to see.
Yeah. Same with me. I think the one thing I will say is that I learned that everyone has a different definition for what crazy is. And I think Travis pushed the boundaries for a crazy story. And initially I didn't agree with it, but we are asking people for crazy stories, and that fits into that criteria.
Exactly.
So we may have to change our name to Two Reasonably Crazy Scoops.
No.
Moderately.
Absolutely not. No. Because the nice thing about it is that with Travis's story, it kind of broke the ice a little bit. Yeah. So anyone listening to it, hear that story, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. But that's nice now, because now that they have been, broken in,
we can go even worse
from here. Gradual. The gradual decline.
Well, I liked it. It was funny. And it's been cool kind of reconnecting with people also that way, and hearing things that I really didn't know much about. Because I think I have a general understanding of a lot of topics, but I don't really know the in-depth things that people deal with when they're doing their job or, just living life, whatever they do as a hobby. Because I don't think I've ever like specifically mastered something, because I just get like to a point and then I don't go any farther beyond it. And there's people who go beyond it, and I like to hear what motivates them to do that and things like that. So I think it's interesting.
You just have a lot of interests, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for you to just do one because you want to explore all kinds.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too, is I usually get in a mood to like do something. So the podcasting has been interesting that it's been lasting this long, because it's not just like a phase, I guess. We're kind of working towards something. So it's been fun, especially working with Aaron.
Yeah.
And also screaming at him after every podcast that we have about what a terrible co-host he is.
I know, exactly. I think I'm getting better. I think.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, Aaron, we need more laughter, more sound effects.
I do agree. Well, yeah, yeah.
It's funny that we actually got like the sound effects, and then now it's like,
oh, you guys haven't used them in a while.
Well, yeah, you know what? I had wrote all of the buttons down, and I misplaced it. So when we start recording again, I'll have to record with the buttons, what the sound effects are for each button, and then use them during the podcast.
It's just funny because it's hard too, because some of our stories are kind of serious sometimes. So like,
no, we need to keep it crazier. We need crazy people. We need it to be lighter.
I think Travis is the only one who was like, okay, what is this podcast about? And he went in knowing.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Travis.
Oh, Travis. Yeah. Yeah. He took advantage of what it is, which is craziness. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be very lighthearted, and I wanted to be crazy. But I mean, I want people to learn something too, and I think they have. So I want a nice balance. I think is good.
Yeah.
So then, how would you say that Zooming has affected the podcast? Has it been positive or negative? Like, how did you feel about it initially when we talked about doing it over Zoom?
I don't know. I prefer in person, but realistically speaking, I think Zoom. I think I'm a little bit used to it now because we've been using it so much recently. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm okay with it now. But in the beginning, I prefer. But the only reason I say, because when a person is there, to me it was more natural to have a conversation with a person who was sitting right there with you. And I think, like, especially for me, I feel like my just my expressions and how expressive I am depended a lot on the person being there.
Yeah.
Because communication, I think A.N.A mentioned this earlier, but it's like it includes your gestures, your facial expressions, that's all that stuff. And I feel like when you're in person, it means a little bit more. Whereas when you're at Zoom, so you can, depending on where the camera's situated, you can see a person's gestures, but sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, it's just different. Sorry for rambling, but yeah.
I agree with what you're saying about being in person, and I like being in person a lot better. But for some reason, I feel a little less intimidated doing it with Zoom. Not that any of our guests intimidated me per se.
Right.
But when you're there and the person's in front of you and you're trying to make this go in a certain direction or make some kind of sense, it just seems a little easier when you're like have that distance, I guess. So I think if anything, it's helped me, or I think it's helped us kind of be a little bit more informal. So like formal, informal,
Yeah.
Nice balance between that.
Well, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say the people, that we're able to get different people now.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That's one of the benefits about, I think, using Zoom going forward, even when things return to some sense of normalcy, we can still use Zoom occasionally to talk with people who cannot be there presently, because you kind of expand the horizons a little bit more. Now we can talk to everyone we know versus only the people who are local to Tucson. So I still would like to maybe incorporate Zoom even in the future when we can kind of meet up again, but I still think local I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas, but local.
Yeah, well, I think even if we were able even just to meet together and Zoom someone else, the audio quality would be even better because you would at least hear us clearly.
Yeah.
And then we could hook it up to the machine a little easier.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
And then A.N.A, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what you both said. I think it's opened up a lot of
Pandora's.
It's opened up the audience, you know, and put faces to the voices, and Instagram.
Yeah, because that's one thing we weren't doing. No one ever showed their face before.
Yeah.
And now again, it's still not we don't post like the entire recording, but I love the Instagram, the way you set up the Instagram where you show clips from the interviews. I love that. And I think people appreciate having that visual.
Yeah. Well, your expression, the first video of Tracy's that I posted, like you're laughing pretty hard, but I don't think you can hear it. You can just see that you are like
my mic is muted.
Well, you're just like, yeah.
So one of the things you have mentioned on the ideas and notes, as far as what are we posting to, are these like the questions? These are like the questions that people probably have, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I guess everyone asks me too, like, why? So, I mean, I can understand the concept of podcasting may not make sense to some people. That's why I don't really go around telling everybody. But why are you doing this, Aaron?
Mm-hmm. Why am I doing this podcast?
I think we kind of answered it though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just fun.
I mean, it's for fun. It's nice. It's a nice way to get to know people. It's fun, and you get, it's a good social activity.
Yeah, for me, like there was a friend of mine who started a podcast. He's in Chicago. It was called The Main One Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They had about like one season, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just like disappeared. So I haven't recontacted with them to see what happened, but I really like listening to it. It's just like hearing people talk about funny things. For me, I like listening to podcasts, but sometimes it's hard to find ones that contain just generally good information that are funny.
I do agree with that, because you got a box you're trying to stay within, what's appropriate. Because one of my favorite podcasts, it's very, you have to pick and choose. And even then I can only listen to certain clips or snippets. Unfortunately, he does a good job at taking those clips out of the main podcast and just kind of posting those clips individually. And I love that, because you can get some good information from it. But as a whole, sometimes this conversation is just ridiculous. And so I'm like, I can't even listen to all this. But there's some snippets that are good. So it's good that we can do something that's, that require less
editing
and less editing.
It's like a minefield.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty much it. Now, I think after this, we're going to play an episode that we recorded that one day that we did like 5 hours worth of recording, one after the other.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet. I listened to like the first part and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? But there's like 5 people as guests. And so I hope everybody enjoys it. But before we did, I wrote a little song for the podcast that I was going to share my screen on. And I'll just post this on Instagram. Oh, and I guess I'll just throw this in while we're getting this all ready. Thanks to everyone that's given us feedback and for all of our guests who have joined. It's been a great time so far.
I'm just going to make you the host. And that way, wait, did I make you the host or did I make A.N.A? Oh, I think I made A.N.A the host.
It's my show now.
Right. She just takes over. Her voice changes. No, you listen to me. That would be great. I would definitely stick around to see what changes after that. All right, now you're the host, so you can do it. And I'll figure out how to add that. I don't know why. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this little video I did.
Oh my God. Wait, but I don't see anything moving.
I think we just got rickrolled.
Wait, was it an actual video? I can't see it moving, though.
Oh, dang it.
It like froze. Did it freeze on your end?
Yeah. It was just Antonio.
Oh, man.
Dude, I actually watched a video on YouTube actually this past week, and it talked about where rickrolling came from, like how it got started. It was actually pretty good.
We'll end on that then. Where did rickrolling come from?
You have to see the video, man. It started off of I forgot what was it called before. Now I can't remember what it was called, but there was something on Reddit and those other websites like that where you people were posting one. They said it was one thing and it said something else, and it was like something rolling. I forgot what it was called though. Something rolling, and then eventually one person put a video up and it had Rick Astley's video on it, and it became Rick rolling. But the term whatever rolling was around before that started. It's just that Rick rolling became the most popular one. But that was basically like when you troll people. That was what it was called, like rolling. But I forgot the exact term. It was interesting though. And it broke down how the song blew up again and how like he started touring again. It's like all this stuff started happening off of that stupid Rick rolling. I used to hate it back then.
You know what's funny is I told Anna, I was like, how much of a bummer would it be to like write a really catchy love song that you're really into and it just like blows up for the wrong reasons? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. It was big when it came out, but then it just faded away like a lot of songs do. But that one came back with a vengeance, and now everyone knows the song. And it was like, oh my God. But yeah, I had never saw the video until that started happening. So.
Such a bummer you couldn't see it though.
I'm sorry. We'll try it again.
Well, this has been Two Crazy Scoops podcast. Stay tuned for in a couple seconds. We'll be playing our episode with a bunch of people, and you can stop now or you can enter into a world of I have no idea what's going on.
No. Take it away.
Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops podcast with your hosts A.O, Antino, and special guest Danny, Levi, Elijah, and coming up again, Eddy Martinez.
You really have to get a specific face to make that voice.
I know, it's like that was very animated, and then with the light coming at you too. It's like...
Yeah. Anyways, on that note, we are having our first time, 4 guest podcast. It's just really getting out of control here now.
It really is.
It started with just one, and then we were like, why not have two? And then now that we had two, we were like, why not have three? And then Eddy was like, make it 4. It's like, I take that and I raise you 1. So we wanted to take this time to have Eddy tell us a good story about the healthcare system.
Oh.
Before or during the crisis?
Which one though? Or
any of them.
Any
age
of them?
appropriate.
Oh, age appropriate. Okay.
It's like, oh, well, there's only like 2.
What age?
I mean,
PG-13.
The old lady was hitting on you while you were doing her blood
yeah,
work.
that was another one. I don't know if she was. I think she was tired. So when I was doing phlebotomy, we had to wake him up at 4 a.m. So and she's old, so I let it pass. So I'm drawing her blood, and I'm you have to introduce her like, hey, hi, I'm Eddy. I'm here to draw your blood. She's like, okay, drawing her blood, and then next thing you know, she's like, that's nice. That's nice. She just puts her hand on my face. And it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to take out the needle. I still have other tubes to do. So her hand was on my face. She was drawing my blood.
She was drawing your blood.
The whole
She turned it on
got me confused.
The hand was a distraction, so she flipped the needle around.
Some old lady
This
had
test
her
is going to
blood
come back
sample.
great.
It's like, wow, we got to discharge this lady now.
She's turned into a mid-20-year-old man out of nowhere.
Testosterone level's a little high.
Oh man!
I mean, that was an interesting one. I have stories, but there's some of them are just we can't probably say.
I have stories.
What kind of?
We'll have to do the Two Crazy Scoops After Dark episodes.
It is after dark. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is this like the other version?
the other.
No, this is still the G-rated,
Oh, this
slightly
is still
PG.
This is still G-rated.
Season 2.
That's season 3.
Season
Not
2.
season 3 yet. Season 2.5.
It's like when you start watching a show and it's like really good, and every season just gets raunchier and raunchier because they're like using that to keep their audience. So what do you guys all think about like playing Zoom games and stuff? Like, what's that interaction like for you guys?
I haven't done it.
I haven't
yet.
done it
You
yet.
play
haven't
games
done one
on
yet.
Zoom, or they're like games in the actual client, like
There's
Snapchat.
like Jackbox TV.
Yeah, Jackbox is good.
that
You
was
could
fun.
do. There's the other one. Have you guys heard the Keep Talking or Everybody Explodes?
Oh yeah,
That's
I've
one
heard
I
of it.
I love that game. It's a game where you got to defuse a bomb.
That's actually
Yeah,
the
no.
premise
So-
of our podcast.
Yeah,
One person's
Pretty much.
defusing a bomb, and everyone else just has the bomb manual, and so they have to describe what they see, and then they.
Oh, I hate that game.
that's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
It's stressful.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
interesting.
fun.
But I just think it's funny because like you have all this interaction and then you shut it off and you're just like in an empty room and you're like,
Yeah, it's weird.
well, that was fun.
Hopefully not with that voice.
That's my normal voice. I actually have to change it so it can be acceptable in society. I'm like, oh man, it's so hard being alone sometimes.
When do you become Ray Romano? What?
I thought I was doing Kermit the Frog, but hey.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You were close.
So that's
Good
how he
club.
discovered he does a good Ray Romano.
Ah, guys.
No, that's legit. That is definitely Ray Romano.
Oh man, I don't really know. I was expecting that we had more people. We'd have like something to talk about,
I mean,
but I think everyone's
introduce yourself. I mean,
Eddie, you're concerned about telling your story, I think.
Eddie. Step to the side.
I mean, we're in my room, so.
Oh,
You gotta see us, man. We're like in the dark. We're like those shadowed out figures when they're like, well, she was about 3 feet high, and she was. I did not come near her, but there was.
I didn't know what was going
on set, videotaping the entire thing, right?
I just.
I was on the other side of town when it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we look like right now, Eddie.
like
Man,
those people who don't want to give away their identity.
whistleblowers.
That's true. You don't know what our nationality is. You can't tell.
I mean, not even.
Well, it does say Jose Martinez on there.
That's a good idea.
What are you implying there?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb because
You are most certainly Korean. 100%.
Thank you.
Well,
Danny got it right on the first shot.
exactly.
it's kind of funny because I couldn't remember Eddie's name when we first did the first episode.
That is true. I was
Brother
like,
Martinez.
yeah, I was like, there's a Jose Martinez trying to get in. Do you know him?
Jose. Oh, man.
Not only is it not Jose, but Jose.
It's Jose. Jose
Josie.
Martinez. I was like, who is this? Is that Eddie? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't
He's been
remember
waiting in the waiting room for like 5 minutes now.
Oh, I thought you guys were setting up that entire time.
Oh, man, that's commitment, Eddie. You're like, I'm ready for this podcast.
I
I'm
was,
not leaving
man.
now.
So tell us about yourself, Elijah. What makes
Huh.
you tick?
How about this? Let's play a game instead. Because
Okay, we
I'm
got
not all
like
that.
6 minutes left.
It's like, how about what is the hardest item you guys have been trying to look for during this whole entire thing that you're like, what? Why do people need that? Why are people like overstocking all that stuff?
I
True
like
friends.
how everybody decided to start baking bread.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dude!
The reason you're having you can't buy those, man. That's why you're
I'm walking up to the Walmart greeter. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
I'll give you $5. Oh no, we're not doing this. Wait, let me explain. I want to be your friend. Oh, is that
Okay, Elijah, you go first then, since you're the one who has the. I think you have something you want to say.
Huh. Trying to think of what I've been trying to find, actually. Oh, you know what? The craziest thing is I can't find chicken breasts. I can find chicken thighs, but I can't find chicken breasts. That's the hardest thing for me to find right now.
I feel like Antonio has something to say now.
Right. Yeah.
It was such a random thing.
Well, yeah, because I need chicken breasts according to the ingredients that I have. Chicken thighs are too, like, they have different flavor, right? It's a little more meatier. It's a little bit more rich. Breast is, like, real lean, which is weird because you would think the breast would be more fat.
Why is that?
The thighs are the best part, though.
The thighs are the best part.
So.
I feel like this is a different kind of conversation than what we are actually talking about. To be perfectly honest.
Chicken breast. He's having a hard time. What are you finding hard to find, Eddie?
Me? I've been fortunate. I found everything I needed.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, there was something the other day that was really weird that it was out of stock. But, I mean, most cleaning supplies, like, kind of go up and down. Like, bleach. Oh, okay. So at the beginning of the pandemic, what was really funny to me is you could tell people were panic buying things because they weren't thinking about what they were buying. They were just buying whatever. Like, I want to say it was like at the end of February even. I went to Costco and toilet paper. There was like, it was running out. Like you could see it was running out and I got one. But, you know, people were buying up, they weren't even buying Lysol at that time. Like they bought the Clorox wipes, but they weren't buying Lysol or bleach or peroxide or any other disinfectants. And then the news came on and it's like, Lysol kills it, and that disappeared. But then all the bleach was still there, and all the peroxide was still there. And they're like, bleach also kills it. Bleach is gone. Peroxide is still there. I was like, these people are not thinking. They're just buying whatever they see, you know, rather than actual disinfectants we already know work.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
What about you?
If the anchor lady tells you to buy it, they'll buy it.
Yeah, like the hand sanitizer was all gone, but no other cleaning things were gone. And then after that, they're like, wait, you should actually clean surfaces with, I don't know what they said, but you should clean your surfaces. And then like one item disappeared. But other things you could normally clean with were all over the place for a while at least.
What about you, Aaron?
I work in a grocery store, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So.
I
just watch people fight over the other stuff.
What did you see anyone actually fight for something or argue over to get something?
Yeah. So one of our managers, we had put signs out that limited certain things, like it limited toilet paper, it limited paper towel, because it was a shortage. And so when people would try to buy too much, you would go to their carts and be like, "No, this is too much," and take it out of their cart. And people would they would fight. They would try to start fighting with him. But he's like, "Look, there's a sign that says 2 per customer. You
can't have 7,000 in your cart." So
yeah, exactly. So he would pull it out of their cart, and I'd just be like, waiting near the door. I'm like, somebody gonna get popped, and I'm gonna be the first one out of here.
Over toilet paper.
Lives in Detroit, Aaron. Okay.
Instead of buying
Detroit,
like 50 small items, you do like Eddie and you get a 52 pack of toilet paper.
Whoa, he only said it was 30 earlier.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was 30, bro.
It looked like a 52 pack.
No,
is that what your background is right now? Is that all that white?
It's all toilet paper. We ran out of drywall, so we just started using this stuff for building materials because we had a bunch of it.
Sitting on a throne of toilet paper.
Just as tall life size.
Costco.
425 rolls.
No, squares. Don't say rolls.
That's wrong.
What?
Oh no, she's per roll.
Yeah, crazy.
She's per roll. So in reality,
okay, everyone, Eddie has 425 rolls of toilet paper. Let it be known. He lives in Phoenix at this address.
Do you have his address?
In reality, he only has 12,000 sheets.
The next day, I know who to contact.
He did this to me.
He just stole our toilet paper.
I know. The hardest thing.
My
actually,
chicken.
now that I think about it, the hardest thing to find was butt wipes. That was the hardest thing.
I thought that was toilet paper.
Yeah.
No. The
you
wet
don't
ones.
get it.
The wet
What?
ones.
Yeah. Well, I call them
Wet
Baby
ones.
wipes? What are you using
No.
baby wipes
No,
for,
there's
man?
flushable-
What-
You got baby
No,
wipes.
there's
Those are not
flushable.
Flushable.
Flushable wet wipes. They're for your bum.
Yeah, I saw them at Costco
You-
the other day.
We
But I
got
was like,
baby
who's
wipes for
using
bum.
these?
You
Like, what is...
don't understand. It's like another level of clean you don't get with toilet paper.
You
Thank
just need
you.
to upgrade.
Thank
You need
you.
to
Oh, we're
upgrade
not
to the
talking
bidet.
about
Just
it.
upgrade to the
Yeah,
bidet.
like,
Okay,
right.
that's what you really need to do.
Right. A
Or
bidet
you can get
is
the
better.
redneck bidet. and just
The
use your hose
Japanese know what's
outside.
going on with that. So
Yeah, seriously. And
So
it's funny 'cause-
Levi, what are you having a hard time?
Oh,
with?
I haven't had a hard time finding anything. I go to Costco early.
Yeah.
You get everything you want. And the good thing
Right.
is now they anticipate it. So you walk in and everything you want is already right at the front.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say
Yeah,
I
it
was
is.
trying to bake some bread, and because everyone was doing that, I guess I
You-
didn't realize everyone was going to try to do it at the same time. Because someone actually sent me like some
flour.
sourdough starter, and then I couldn't find any flour.
oh man,
Nah.
Yeah, flour.
I was able to get
off
some
for a
flour before all this, or not before all this, but I just wake up early and go to Walmart like in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it's
But-
really a crisis for lazy people because, like, I like to go to Costco like at the dead end of the day because
Yes.
there's no samples, nobody's in there, but that's when
Yeah.
everything's gone too. So you're like,
Yeah.
That's like introvert perfection right there.
I mean, it's literally like a ghost town. I'm like, this is how it should be in here. Like, it really should not be packed.
But it was hard for people who don't cook for themselves. That's what it was hard for.
Yeah, right. Where do I get my
Well-
food now?
Like,
Wait, it comes to my door? Oh,
Like,
well,
those eggs
huh.
in the fridge.
I mean, I can tell you that DoorDash and Postmates have like really came through this couple of weeks.
They made bank on this whole
Yeah.
situation, honestly.
I know.
The companies do. That's for
I
sure.
like how, like, every restaurant, before restaurants were like, no, you can't take this food out. And now it's like, please take it out. Like,
Oh,
we will
no, no, no,
I
deliver
saw that.
whatever you want. We'll bring the food to you. Like,
I also like it. We have a brewery that's close to us, and before you couldn't take their beer, like you'd only drink it at their spot, and now it's like, dude, pandemic, you guys all take this beer
You
everywhere.
can take drinks to go everywhere now.
yeah.
They
give
just
my
make me
hands.
chug it in the
I was
store.
excited.
No, they didn't, Antonio. You just went. No, they didn't make you chug it in the-
They're like, sir, stop, sir. I'm
Stop,
like, it's like the airport. They're gonna throw it out.
Not when you're in the terminal. It doesn't matter.
Sir, that's not yours. That's hand sanitizer.
It's
Have
all
you
the
guys seen
same in
that
my
those
gut.
distilleries are like making hand sanitizer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, it smells terrible.
It is. It does sound terrible.
It smells like if you got a hotel floor and just wring it out.
What?
Hold up.
What did you say?
Out of all the descriptions you gave, that's the one you come up with? Like,
Just try it.
Right.
wait, like,
I don't even-
Hand sanitizer the hotel floor.
It just smells like hotel carpet. It just does. I have a pretty
when-
acute sense of
When
smell.
have you been smelling hotel carpet?
How long? For as long as I've been staying in hotels, you just walk in,
No.
you can smell it.
No, I don't get close enough. Close enough to smell the carpet. Like, I don't want to know
Just
what
because
that
you're a
smells
little
like.
taller than me, Danny, doesn't mean you have to rub it in.
Not the. So it was like, yeah, the weather is pretty bad down here. Thanks very much. It stinks all the time. Everywhere I go smells like pee because I'm so close to the ground.
Man, it sucks being short.
Live a terrible
Well, you know what
existence.
though? You're right about that because every time I go into like a one of those used not VHS used DVD like kind of stores and stuff, and you have to go down to the foreign section on the very bottom rack.
Wait, what?
That floor smells bad every single time, and I know exactly what you mean. It smells like that wet gym sock smell. Trying
Wait,
to look.
Worse.
trying
Wait,
to
what
look
are you
for that
talking about?
foreign
Where?
film.
Where?
You're talking about kidding. You're
Like a Zia's or something, man.
going into Zia's and trying to find K-drums is what you're talking about, isn't it?
Oh,
K-drum?
Zia's?
Nah, Zia smells like incense.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like everyone's
I'm
doing
talking
drugs,
about,
but they
Book-
really don't want you to know it.
Bookman's and like Hastings. Okay.
Yeah.
You have Hastings out here? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of places.
High price smells like old books.
Yeah. It just
I'm
smells
cool with
bad. But if it's
Next time,
especially
if you
it's
guys
carpet-
are ever at a hotel, just
Take a moment and smell the
smell
floor.
the carpet.
Sniff the carpet.
do a push up.
Oh, you will do that push-up, even if you've never done a push-up before. You will be back up off of that.
Yeah.
So before we go, Elijah, because I promised this would be a short episode to Levi, and now we're keeping up.
It's been 30 minutes.
Past my bedtime, guys.
Do you have a PSA, Elijah? Because we're asking everyone for a public service announcement.
Just
Don't hoard toilet paper. Don't be a turd. Share your toilet paper.
don't hoard toilet paper and wear your mask because that's the smart thing to do. People cough on you, you give it to everybody else. So just be smart, yo. And it's not that big a deal.
Levi's putting his mask on.
You gotta distance through it. I don't want you guys to cough on me through this.
And I'm going to go eat my chicken breasts right now, so.
Yeah, I got some in the freezer, man. I'm ready.
That's
Sizzling
why
them
it
up.
wasn't amazing to you because you're like, well, I got plenty of it.
Peasants.
I have chicken breast rotting on my floor right here. You can't even have it.
Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up somehow.
You just end the video and boot all of us out.
Get out. Out.
Aaron, this has been the end of a very long recording day.
It has, yeah. But
How
thank
did I
you
get
all.
on for 2.5 hours with you guys? This is...
We've been
You guys
recording.
got like half a year's worth of work done in a day.
We've been recording since 5 o'clock, and
Yeah.
in the morning?
no, this afternoon, and Antino has a lot of editing to do. But this is everybody that we
Help
recorded
me.
today.
Oh, what's your guys' schedule for the podcast? Because I kind of want to hear what you guys did too.
It's going to be Fridays is when we're going to release it.
Okay,
Like Friday morning.
Friday morning. All right.
Have you stopped recording it?
No.
Oh, I got to do the outro, don't I?
Well, you haven't done it for any of the other ones.
This has been Two Crazy Scoops Podcast. Your host, Ayo. No.
This has been Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with Ayo. And a bunch of other guests, guys. So maybe next time you can just, subscribe and listen to all your favorite stuff. Guys!
And cut.